Welcome to the webinar. We're going to talk about boosting. Hi, Linda. We're going to talk about boosting your metabolism and mastering your weight. So if you're ready, let's put down the phones unless you're on your phone. Make sure you've got distractions, put the dog outside, whatever you have to do so that you can pay attention during this webinar because I want you to get the most out of it. And I have a couple of bonuses for you when we get close to the end of the webinar. I'm going to drop some links at how you can get your hands on my 2 ebooks, Reducing Toxins in Your Home and Your Body, and also The Ultimate Guide to Optimal Health, which is a natural immunity book. It helps you support your immune system and stay healthy. So if you stick around to the end, you'll get those links that you can utilize, and they're pretty cool. So here's my promise to you today. By the end of this training, I'm going to show you how your metabolism works and how you can shift away from feeling deprived and constantly chasing the next fad diet, that yo-yo diet, and knowing how to eat and how your metabolism works. Does that sound good? I was just looking to see if any new people hopped on. So you're going to discover why what you've been doing for years hasn't been working. And I'm going to walk you through what does and explain to you why your metabolism is getting slower instead of working the way it used to. Okay. Can you relate to any of these things? Are you tired of counting calories? Are you fed up with spending hours working out and getting 0 results? Are you tired of trying to avoid chocolate, wine, Starbucks, all in an effort to reduce calories just to actually double up when you finally snap? Or are you unsure of how to get your waistline under control? And are you one of those people that always feels like they have to turn the lights off in the bedroom, or going from one room to the other, or you always feel like you have to be completely covered up when you go to the swimming pool and you just don't enjoy it? I'm sure we can all relate to something on that page. So I want to let you know it's not your fault. It's not your fault. We've all been fed like all of this information that is not correct. And everybody's been operating under this paradigm forever, even the medical doctors. But new research has come out, new information has come out. It's just not widely known yet. So I want to shed some light on some of the things that we believe that are not actually true and help you understand what you can do to make better progress. So, I mean, it's really hard to know who's right and who to trust. And, dieting, believe it or not, actually slows down your metabolism because it reduces muscle at the same time it's reducing fat. You've probably heard people say when you lose weight, you actually lose muscle, and that is true. The problem is when you lose muscle, you don't always gain it back unless you actually put effort into doing that. And most people don't know how to do that. So when you lose 40 pounds, you're losing, 35 pounds of fat or 25 pounds of fat and 15 pounds of muscle. So if you lose 15 pounds of muscle, and then guess what? You gain that fat back later, you just lost 15 pounds of muscle that you never got back. And that's where you start running into problems with burning more calories and having a speedy metabolism. So, and that's why as we age, our metabolism typically slows down. So what I'm going to share with you is fast and simple. And what I want you to do is wake up every day feeling confident and excited to choose an outfit to wear instead of standing in the closet, staring at all your clothes, thinking that you're going to have to wear the same outfit today that you wore the day before because none of the other clothes fit. I want you to feel confident in what to eat to increase your odds of reaching a long-term solution. No more stressing over fad diets. You'll be able to enjoy foods you love, stop counting calories, stop exercising like a madman, and finally feel free from the negative self-talk that's plaguing all of us and probably for years. So tell me in the comments, does one of those or all of those sound amazing to you? Wouldn't you love to have all of those things? So just a little bit about me. I'm a solo mom. I love to travel. I used to sing in a band. Actually, I've sang in several bands. Yeah, all of those things, right? I was misdiagnosed and treated for 5 years for rheumatoid arthritis when I was 30, right, Julie? All of them. And in about the age of 42, I found out that I had autoimmune thyroid issues. And I don't know how long I had them. I just know that I was suffering for years before anybody figured out what was wrong with me. And I also suffered adrenal burnout, severe adrenal burnout, which was no joke, not fun at all. So have you ever dealt with any health issues that nobody could put their finger on? Have you ever like thought you had something wrong with you and you tried to tell your doctor that you had something wrong with you, but they just couldn't see it? They just told you that it was all in your head. A lot of people can relate to that. Julie raised her hand. Yeah, it's pretty common actually. So who am I? I have thousands of hours in holistic education. I used to facilitate and sit through hours and hours and hours of seminars for my job. We taught a postgraduate education program for chiropractors in internal medicine. I did this for 10 years. And because of this, I have literally sat through over 200,000 hours of education. And I learned a lot. There's so much in there. Sometimes I don't even know. Oh gosh, Linda, I'm so sorry to hear that. They removed your thyroid. That's a shame. I just hate to hear that. I hope that that you're feeling better now. So I like to support busy, successful women at mastering their weight, especially if you like to drink coffee and wine and have some chocolate and you've been living without all of the things you enjoy for a long time because you can't master your weight and you are living in this world of deprivation because you can't have the things that you love, but you're still not making any progress, right? You're doing without all of the things and you still can't get ahead. That is no fun at all. So I figured that while I was doing all of the things, that if I was going to talk the talk, I had better figure out how to walk the walk. So I got tired of feeling stressed out, overweight, overwhelmed, basically sick and tired of being sick and tired. And I decided that I needed to figure out how to lose weight and feel beautiful again. And it didn't matter how long it took me to figure it out. So I made a decision that I was going to do that. And that's when I started the journey that got me where I am today, and sharing with you what I've figured out, the things that I've learned. And what I didn't know back then was I could lose 10 pounds. My friends always used to say, you can lose 10 pounds just by thinking about losing 10 pounds. Well, I wasn't doing that in a healthy way. And I didn't realize when I was doing all of that way back then that I was messing up my metabolism and living a high stress lifestyle that was actually setting me up for long-term failure. So all you have to do is make a decision, right? That's what everybody says. Make a decision. All you have to do is decide that you want to do that, but it's not always that easy, is it? Mastering your weight can be complicated, and understanding all of the ins and outs of that sometimes can be very frustrating and confusing. So like you, I had to unlearn a lot of things that I was doing incorrectly because I was fed wrong information. I didn't know that eating fat was actually healthy for you and that your body needed fat. I lived the no fat lifestyle for many years. And guess what? It did not help me at all. Let's look at my thing. It said something about community guidelines. I don't know what that means. So I want to tell you that I know that you are not lazy, you are not broken, you are not worthy, and you are not worthy. And it's not that you don't have willpower. None of those things are true. None of them. You just don't have all the information that you need. So I want to let you know that towards the end of this webinar, I'm going to offer you an opportunity to get your hands on my 62-page ebook that has recipes, food plans, nutrition, meal prep, like the whole bit, nutrients, everything you need to know for free. So stick around to find out how you can get that. So I'm going to talk about a couple of people's stories just real quick. My friend Missy, she's a busy mom of 3 very active children. She struggled to find time to take care of herself. She yo-yo dieted. She was very frustrated. She was committed to reaching her goals, but she had failed over and over again, and she was extremely frustrated. She needed a program that would work with her busy lifestyle and fit into her family. She had tried calorie counting, Atkins, keto, paleo, drinking tons of water, and nothing seemed to stick. And then she decided she wanted to try something different. She was doing so many things right, but she was just missing a couple of pieces to her puzzle. Yeah, somebody just said, I keep saying thyroid, but my doctor says no. That can be a complex thing, but it's definitely something that can be worked out. So stick with me. So she learned by incorporating a few different things into her lifestyle that she not only could have more energy and feel better, she could actually do things with her family where they all got to do them together and learn to enjoy exercise as a group. Her family is thriving now, and she is super excited to be well on her way to understanding how to manage and maintain her healthy lifestyle so that she can begin to achieve the body that she wants to have. It's a process, right? Here's my friend Susie. She felt disgusting. She was disappointed in herself. She was 80 pounds overweight. Her self-image was really low. She was stuck in a high-stress relationship, and she was doing the exercise and starvation thing. Who's not done that? I mean, we've all tried that one, right? She wasn't consistent, and she didn't have any accountability. So enter in some consistency, some education, some accountability, and 5 years later, this is how she looks. And she is happy. She is thrilled at her new life, and she just loves to talk to other people. Thanks, Virginia. No problem. And then here's another Sue. She says, thanks to you, my health has turned around. You'll never know how much of a blessing you were to me years ago when you helped me figure out my missing link. Thank you. I was certain that no one would find out what was wrong with me. And that's something that is very common in the world that I live in. I hear that from people a lot. So here's to the meat of the program. Thanks for sticking with me through the introductory part. I am so glad that you're still here. Core concept 1 is really all about nutrition. The real reason your diet and exercise isn't working. Calories in does not equal calories out. Calories do count, but it's the amount of nutrition in those calories that's most important. Doing a fad diet for weeks and then going back to your old diet, of course, doesn't work. We all know that that doesn't work. Exercising too much without having proper nutrition or rest is not going to make you successful. Starving yourself all week long and then binging at a party, like having 6 White Claws. And then you know what happens after you have the 6 White Claws, right? You also have a bunch of chips and all of those things because you're not able to focus on your goals. And then like doing without things like chocolate, wine, Starbucks, and then you overindulge until, you just end up giving up altogether. And the things that we're not aware of is that starving yourself so that you can have the things that you miss during the week is literally the ultimate definition of insanity. You're damaging your nutrient levels. Your body's not getting the nutrition it needs, which also increases cravings. Oh, it's kind of hard to say. And it decreases your rate of metabolism, which is really something we don't want to be doing. Over exercising isn't manageable as a lifestyle because guess what? You spend too much time doing it, and then you're not able to get the other things done that you need to get done during the week. I mean, who has an hour or 2 to spend every week exercising? I don't. I have other things that I would rather be doing with my time. And like the real kicker is we've slowed down our metabolism with all of our attempts to diet. All of that yo-yo dieting has damaged our metabolism, and your metabolism affects your hormones and all of those things. So when you diet, I mentioned this earlier, but when you diet, you lose fat and you also lose muscle on a typical diet. And say you lose 30 pounds and 10 pounds of that was muscle, and then you gain 30 pounds back, guess what? You lost 10 pounds of muscle and gained 30 pounds of fat. So that doesn't make you any healthier. And then just as a side note, I want to explain to you that cardio, walking, running, all of that fast moving cardio, getting your heart rate up and all of that doesn't build muscle. It's good for your heart, but it doesn't build muscle. Your heart doesn't need an hour of cardio a day to stay healthy. It does need some. But the best exercise that you can do is resistance training, which is like with bands or with actual weights, or using like HIIT training. And HIIT training can be done in about a 20-minute thing in a day. Some HIIT programs are even less, so like 12 minutes. So you can exercise and get a full workout in 15-ish minutes a day and get more benefit, and it's better for your body than going to the gym for 2 hours every day if you just learn how to do it properly. So HIIT, HIIT, and resistance training are your best ones, because HIIT incorporates resistance training and cardio both. So you get all of the things in one. So that's one way to help boost your metabolism, is by building muscle. Metabolism, just in case you're not aware, is the use of fuel to make energy. So your body can burn sugar or fat. Which do you think it burns easier? Like, which of those two fuels do you think your body uses immediately? Tell me in the chat, which one do you think? What do you think? Your body is really smart and it knows how to make its own fuel. And yeah, Sarah says sugar. And that's why proper nutrition is so important. We need to provide the right fuel for our metabolism. You want that fire to burn hot, but you also want it to burn long. So you don't want to throw sticks on the fire. You want to throw big logs on your metabolic furnace, right? So yeah, you guessed it. Sugar is a fast burning immediate fuel. And it typically comes in the form of carbohydrates, but your body can also make sugar by breaking down muscle. So if you're in a situation where you instantly need fuel for your muscles, like if you have to run, if your stress level goes up all of a sudden and you have to chase a child that's getting ready to run into the street, or you have to run from a dog because you're out for a walk and it's chasing you, your body instantly goes into survival mode and it uses muscle to make fuel for the cells. It actually burns up its own muscle for fuel. And that is not what we want it to do. So learning how to build muscle consistently and how to provide the right fuel for your body is going to help your metabolism long-term. And learning how to do that is important, especially as we age, because your body loses 1% of its muscle every year after the age of 30. So by the time you're 50, you have half as much muscle as you did when you were 25. So if you're looking at your 25-year-old body and you're comparing it to your 50-year-old body after dieting over and over and over again for the last 25 years, guess what? Your metabolism was a lot slower than it was when you were 25. Not just 50% slower sometimes, but you can really lose a lot of your metabolism, your metabolic ability, by losing muscle as you age. So here are some common misconceptions that people have. Eating healthy is hard. Really? You don't have to spend hours shopping. You don't have to spend hours cooking. You don't have to spend hours meal prepping. People say their family won't eat special meals. You don't necessarily have to make special meals. Diet food doesn't cost a lot unless you're buying diet food. If you're eating real food, it's really not a problem. And a lot of people say it's hard to stick to a plan because they travel and they're social. And my favorite one is I don't like vegetables. I hear that one all the time. But if you get nothing else from this webinar, the number one tip I want to share with you is it's time to live on purpose. If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. Plan for schedule disruptions. Plan for meals and snacks. Be prepared for things that come up that you have no control over. If you work a job where you might have to work late, keep something healthy at the office. I have clients that keep coolers in their vehicles with them so that they have healthy snacks. It's doable. You just have to prepare. You have to commit to being prepared. And if you don't learn to live on purpose, you're really going to struggle to reach those goals because you have to plan ahead. You have to have a plan for what's going to happen, what's going to go wrong. And when you don't, that's when you find yourself pulling into the fast food restaurant. And then once you're in that drive up, making a good decision is so much harder if you don't already have a plan. And even if you do have to eat fast food, having a plan of what you're going to eat when you get there is going to help you so much more. So be knowledgeable about what your options are and make healthy choices. Live on purpose. Core concept number 2. Tell me if this sounds like you, or tell me if one of these things on this list sounds familiar to you. You may hear the word stress and immediately think of mental and emotional aspects along the lines of feeling overwhelmed, overly busy, or anxious. I'm sure some of these sound familiar to you, but in reality, the body actually encounters different forms of stress every day and is always working to restore that equilibrium, that balance. Your body is literally being bombarded by stress, even when you don't feel it. Sleep is an issue, and sometimes nothing seems to help it. Mood is unpredictable, but eating usually helps. Tell me if any of these things sound familiar. You get dizzy or lightheaded when you stand up, or like from a low chair or off the ground. You get sick frequently, like everything that goes around you catch. Headaches or stress headaches, stiff neck. You're exhausted or been told that you might have chronic fatigue. You gain weight for no reason. You lose your keys and you can't remember where you put them. And yeah, those are common things. Yeah, mood and anxiety, definitely. Sarah, I'm telling you what, I used to think that I knew what anxiety was until this last year. And I actually got an up close and personal experience with anxiety. And I'm telling you what, I thought I knew what anxiety was, but I was wrong. I understand it now, and it can be crippling. Yeah. And Julie said she gets about 4 hours of sleep every night. So yeah, so common daily stressors that happen to people are exercise, too much exercise or the wrong kinds of exercise. Exercising hard when you haven't had the right kind of food is really stressful for your body, and it's not going to help you save muscle. Lack of sleep. You can't sleep because of stress, but then you're more stressed because you're not getting sleep. So it's like this cycle that you can't get out of. Like I said, people that are susceptible to viruses and colds are more susceptible when they're stressed. Part of that is because stress burns up vitamin C, and human beings can't make their own vitamin C, so we have to take it. Toxins can be stressful to the body. Chemicals in personal care and cleaning products, which is why one of the handouts that I'm going to give you is about that. Anxiety can be caused or exacerbated by stress, and it's like a vicious cycle. And then family relationships can be complicated. Jobs can be difficult. People at your job can be difficult. I have a friend who really struggles with another employee at her job, and her only option is to deal with it or quit. And she can't quit her job. So she just deals with it, and it's just not fun for her, but she's under a lot of stress. So what are some ways we can reduce stress? So sleeping, getting 8 hours of sleep every night is super important. And you can actually plan your sleep. You can schedule your sleep. And one of the things you want to do is don't exercise within 30 minutes of going to bed. No blue light, no TV, no digital products 30 minutes before bed. Make sure you're not getting caffeine after 2 p.m. Make sure your bedroom is dark. And if you need like some white noise, use a noise machine or turn on a fan to help make it quieter, or use earplugs if you have to get rid of the noise to give yourself an opportunity to sleep. And remember that people sleep in 90-minute intervals. So you can plan sleep. If you only have 6 hours to sleep, you can plan what time you need to go to bed to get as much sleep as possible. But just remember, you're going to go 90-minute intervals. So you can plan your sleep in like 3-hour blocks. It's kind of easier that way. Your mood. If you balance your blood sugar, it will improve your mood. Those dips in blood sugar and the dips in cortisol from stress, which ride together, actually affect your mood. If you're lightheaded, you can add a pinch of sea salt to your water and drink 100 ounces of water a day. That sea salt helps balance your electrolytes, which raises your blood pressure a little bit and helps keep you from feeling like you're going to pass out when you stand up. If you have frequent illnesses, you can take vitamin C and something called adaptogens. I have a great adaptogen blend. I'm happy to tell you the one that I like to use because it works. And that's definitely something that I can help you with if you're interested in learning more about that. People that have headaches and sore muscles, make sure you're getting electrolytes, especially if you're dieting. If you're doing a low carb diet, you need electrolytes. And my favorite one is Concentrace by Trace Minerals. I get it from Amazon. And if you're having memory issues, keep in mind that stress and cortisol damage short-term memory. So you want to reduce your cortisol as much as possible on a regular basis. Using daily meditation for at least 20 minutes a day has been proven scientifically to help reduce cortisol, as well as all of these other things that we just mentioned. So if you're dealing with stress, try to get out of a stressful situation. And if you can't, try to do as many things as you can to minimize the amount of stress that you're dealing with in your life. Meditation is huge, huge. If you need some help figuring out how to do that, you can look on YouTube. There's tons of different ways to do meditation, but some quiet time alone in a room by yourself, doing nothing, is a really great place to start. Okay, core concept number 3. I discovered in order to get rid of the extra weight, get control of my stress, figure out the nutrition, all of the things, I needed a plan. I needed a clear, concise plan that I could utilize to follow on a daily basis to keep me on track, along with accountability and people to help me celebrate my accomplishments, because that is what keeps you going. And you learn to manage cravings and all of those things. But without that accountability and somebody to help celebrate, it's a little bit harder to do, right? So you showed up today. You're watching this masterclass with me because you want to learn how to master your metabolism. You're tired of chasing the scale. You want a simpler way to achieve a healthier lifestyle. Time is important to you. You feel ugh in your clothes. You want to feel happy and confident in your body. Walk around naked. Stop feeling insecure. And, just have all the things, right? But mostly you want to gain control of your situation. What would it feel like? And I'd love to get your feedback on this. What would it feel like if you could finally feel confident to undress in front of your mate with the lights on, go to the pool with your grandchildren or your children and not feel self-confident or feel like you have to have a moo-moo over you the whole time? Have the desire to be playful and dress in exciting, fun clothes, use exciting colors, do new things, confidently wear all of the clothes in your closet, feel proud and confident in front of other people, feel healthy and strong, and know that you are doing everything you can to be here for your family long-term. Are you ready to stop the negative self-talk? Create a new fabulous outlook on life, have a clear plan that doesn't require spending hours in the kitchen. That would be a new me. Yes, it would be. You can make one dinner using real food that your family loves. You can save time and money. You can create achievable goals and get the results that you want, even if you travel or you're social. So Why did I invite you here? Because I live to help other people. It's what lights me up. It's what makes me feel good. It's why I do what I do. Sarah knows this. Let's see. Jenny Lynn knows this. There's people on here that have known me for a long time that know that this is what fires me up, helping other people. So in the beginning of this, I made you a promise that I was going to give you all of those details, which I think we covered them. I think we got them good. I don't know if anybody has any questions, but if you do, pop them in the chat. But there's something I want you to remember. None of this stuff is random. It's not a theory. It's not something I made up. It's science. It really is science. But what you're missing is the plan and the strategy to get it all done. We all live busy lives. We have careers, we have families, all of those things. And you already know that you can achieve weight loss, but you just need the accountability and a plan to follow so that you can keep it off. So you're halfway there, right? So it's time to make a choice. Continue what you're doing, damaging your metabolism with yo-yo dieting, eating weird food, avoiding wine and chocolate and not doing the things that you love, or figure it out, right? Get a plan of action and start doing the things that you need to do to make that happen. So my job is to give you the details that you need to achieve long-term weight loss without all of the struggle. So if that would be okay with you, give me a yes in the comments if you're still with me. I would love to see that you're picking up what I'm putting down. Give me some yeses here. What I want to do is invite you to book a call with me. I want to hear about your goals. I want to talk about your plans, your dreams, your lifestyle. I want to do yes, yes, yes. I see those yeses coming in. I want to help you do these things. And I have a ton of experience and a ton of desire to help you. And I'm so honored that you guys took time out of your day to spend with me on this webinar. I don't take it lightly that you took time out of your day. And I hope that so far the information that you've gotten has been helpful. So here's the extra bonus that I had for you. What I mentioned earlier, my 62-page book that I wrote. It has so much information in there, and it's going to touch on many of the things that we talked about here, plus a ton more. It has recipes, meal plans, the whole, like all of the things. I want to give that to you. But what I'd like to do is give it to you after we have a conversation on the phone. So I'd like you to book a call with me. I'd like you to message me and say, when can we chat? I can also give you a link to book a call through my call software, but I'm happy you can send me a message in Messenger. It doesn't have to be fancy, but I would like to talk to you about your goals and your dreams and see how I can help you. I want to see if there's something that I'm doing that would fit into your lifestyle, your plan, and somehow find a way that we can work together to help you reach your goals. So on the call, we'll get clear on your goals. We'll talk about what has and hasn't worked in the past, any obstacles or challenges that you think would derail you. Yeah, Julie says we did talk, but we need to talk again. That's totally fine. And discuss options for your success and determine if we can work together. Is there something that I have that will help you in your journey to whatever it is that you want? I promise you there's something that I have, and it's 100% free. You get to talk to me and it doesn't cost you anything. And for just talking to me, I'm going to give you my 62-page book. I don't know how you can consider that a lose situation. I think it's a win-win. Actually, it's a win. But I am happy to help. Sarah's raising her hand over there. So it's free, like I said, because this is my mission in life. And you're actually helping me by talking to me because it gives me more information on how to help other people. So even if you decide that you don't want to work with me, you're still helping me out because you're giving me information on how I might help someone else that has a similar situation to you. So I'm going to drop in the chat this call link. If you're interested in using it, it's not required. You can also message me if you'd like, but there's the link. Now here's your bonuses. So don't go away. Here's the 2 things I promised you: your Nutrition for Optimal Health guide and the Reduce Toxins in Your Home guide. I'm going to drop the links to both of these in the chat. If you cannot click on them, just message me and I will send you the links in Messenger. It's no problem at all. Those are the 2 links that we promised you in the very beginning. Thank you so much for sticking it out this far. And I just want to thank you. I want to thank you for being here. I want to thank you for taking time out of your day. I hope that some of the information that I gave you is something you've never heard before. And if it is something you've heard before, I hope that it was more understandable to you in a way that will be a positive influence in your life. If you're interested in learning more about what we might be able to do together to help you, I have a lot of options. And I did create a program. It's called the Audaciously Confident Blueprint. Okay, Sarah, I appreciate that. And the Audaciously Confident Blueprint is all of the things you see here on the screen, but it's also 12 modules of clear, concise, specific instructions on how to get started immediately, and you do it at your own pace. It's a 3-month program. I also help you create smart, attainable goals during this program. I teach you the formula and give it to you so that you can use it over and over and over again. You can teach it to your children, teach it to your family, teach it to anyone you want to teach it to, but you get this information and you get to keep it. You get accountability, tracking, a community of women doing the exact same things you're doing in a Facebook group, weekly Zoom calls, support, questions, like all of the things, specific information on nutrition and how to turn on your metabolic furnace, and what to eat, when to eat, how to eat, like the whole bit. Meal design worksheets, meal prepping plans, easy to follow, like meal worksheets that you can download, accountability sheets that you can download or use an email track, like a tracker on a spreadsheet, tons of options. Basically, it's a blueprint for you to create your own personal lifestyle that works with you and your family. So it's 12 modules of tons of information. I can't even go over all of the information here, and I don't want to keep you here all night talking about it, but there are several ways to get your hands on all of this information. And like I said, I would love to have a conversation with you about what might fit into your lifestyle. And I'm sure that we can come up with something, but I'm going to show you real quick. This is what the program looks like. Like, you log in here and you have all of these topics that you click through. And when you click on one of those, there's stuff underneath of it. So it's tons and tons and tons of information. And I would love to have a conversation with you about how you might be able to fit some of this into your life. And I would love to see you start achieving those goals and speeding up your metabolism and learning how to eat normal foods in a healthy way that your family will also love, so that you can reach those goals. That's what I want to see. And I would love to have an opportunity to have weekly chats with you guys, because you're doing so well. You have questions, you think things are amazing, and you just want to talk to other people about how amazing it is and like work together as a group. I think it would be a lot of fun to have a group of women that chat once a week about all of the things that are happening in their lives. And that's what I'm trying to create. A community of women dedicated to reaching their goals, supporting each other, and doing all the things. So that's it. If you have any questions, please ask. If you did not get your handouts, please just message me. And I can't think of anything else. If you'd like to get on a call with me, I really wish that you would. Just either click the link in the chat or send me a message, and we'll get a time on the schedule when you can have a chat with me, and we will figure out what needs to happen for you. So that's it.